Hi there. Welcome to day 5 of our 5-day challenge. You made it through the week. Happy Friday to you. Today, I want to do just a quick overview of, to me, one of the strongest foundational things that we can do as leaders of each other. And I mean this because the skill that I'm going to talk about today, you can apply to your children, you can apply to your family members, aka your husband or wife. You can apply the strategy widespread. So, the universal strategies that we're going to talk about today is something that is applicable to any human being, no matter what age. So, when you hear me explain this, know that you can apply the skill and strategy today, tomorrow, forevermore. So, and quite frankly, providing encouragement and feedback for ourselves and each other is something that we always have to kind of revisit to check in to see with how we're doing. So let's go there. The universal, just baseline here. We're trying to answer the question of how can I provide meaningful feedback to my child with at-home learning, as well as how can I celebrate success in a meaningful way so they're recognized for their hard work that they're doing. So I want to braid the strategy with answering those two questions essentially. So the foundation to this is being able to be specific and the right level of joyful when you're delivering these feedback messages. So and again, I want you to keep in mind too, it is age dependent on how you deliver the message. And what I mean is that when you give a gold sticker to a 16-year-old, they're like, okay, yeah, thanks. All right, cool. So they are craving more of that behavior specific praise that I'm about to talk about. So again, getting to know your kid and getting to know where they're at and what they're working on is going to help you design the feedback and encouragement that you're going to provide them. So keep that in mind, okay? Your attunement will help you be able to have the right delivery and what the delivery is. And guess what? I already want to preface this in saying you're going to make mistakes. You're going to not get this right a couple times. You're going to get the okay, whatever's. You're going to get the whole that's awesome as well. So please be open to having a little bit of trial and error in this process, but I want you to practice some of the baseline skills here of providing that behavior specific praise. So, the universal strategy to providing feedback and encouragement is really being specific on what you're praising. And this takes a little bit of impulsivity because you have to really challenge your language of response to this because it is so much easier to say, good job, nice work, glad you did that. Like it's very easy to be general. It's very easy to be like quick and just go for it. So this is where you have to have the brain work in this and being a little bit more specific. And that's what it means when you're having behavior specific praise and noticing when they are putting forth the effort more than the outcome. So when you praise effort, you're going to get more of an investment towards getting the outcome that they are seeking. So think of your the two questions you have to ask yourself: Am I being specific, and am I praising or am I giving praise towards effort or outcome? Okay. So and yes, as human beings, as adults, that we've gone through a lot of non-behavior specific praise in our life, this takes practice. So I encourage you to be okay with practicing this. And again, like I said earlier, being okay with making mistakes. So behavior specific praise. I have a great guide for you to help you be able to practice some statements and be able to hear yourself say it in your head. You don't have to speak it to someone else. Keep it in between. This could be your inner work. But also hearing yourself say it to other people in practice is also, again, good brain building work as well. So behavior specific praise, not just good job, but good job at what? What did they do a good job at? Okay, so next on this, as your +1, being a little bit more enhanced in your giving behavior specific praise, is providing a checklist. And I've talked about this before. And this checklist, actually, let me rephrase that. It's not a checklist, it's a rewards chart. You could have a checklist and rewarding the fact that they are reaching their goals and you've provided those steps and support to that. But did you know that a rewards chart that we use in a classroom that you could use at home is actually accountability to us as adults. So we remember to recognize the behavior that we want to see repeat. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. If you want a behavior to repeat or you want to eliminate a behavior, set a positive goal and put it on a rewards chart so it keeps you accountable to recognizing when that happens. And again, you want to put your energy towards making those behaviors continue rather than putting your energy towards correcting behaviors. So, long story short, a +1 strategy would be creating a rewards chart. And I guess with this too, it doesn't actually have to be with kids because again, this is behavior specific, or this is age specific too. Like if you're trying to get, again, I'm going back to your 16-year-old. If you have a 16-year-old that you're trying to get them to have more time doing things other than technology, you could create that as a shared conversation goal. And you could keep a tracking sheet for your own self, like put a post-it note somewhere, and the kid doesn't even need to know what it's for. You're just trying to keep yourself tracking that you're actually recognizing that they're doing things other than technology. So that's, again, your personal accountability measure. I've seen people use wristbands and going, okay, if my 2 wristbands are still here, I have not recognized them for doing the behavior that I want to have. So every time you do it, you can just switch it over to a wrist or your other wrist. And teachers have used that too, because this is a training of the mind of recognizing the behaviors that you want to have repeating and eliminating the behaviors that you want to have gone. Okay, so those are some strategies, some ways that you can track your recognition of the behaviors that you want to see and having that positive accountability to yourself, right? So another one is a plus more. And again, this is age specific. And if you have a rewards chart, you want to also be able to recognize the progression towards the goal. And this is where it gets a little sticky a little bit because you don't want to just always have a carrot on the end of the stick or a tangible to show the reward. But this is a meaningful recognition of the behavior, like habit developing, and that the behavior is showing more positive reward to that. So you can do a prize box, and this prize box can be adaptable, again, age range. It could be, it doesn't actually have to be things in a box. It could be activities that you share together with somebody. So that is an example of a plus more. So those are some suggestions that I have for you to use the behavior specific praise in a meaningful way to celebrate success and give meaningful feedback to your kiddos. Now, if you implement these things, if you've implemented all of day 1 through 4 and you've implemented through day 5 and you're still like, oh my gosh, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing because nothing's really changing, this is where I need to say wholeheartedly that behavior change does not have a quick turnaround. Those incremental changes and the continuation of consistency and being predictable about things, that is when you're going to see behavior change. As we've all heard, habits take 21 days to change. And so I just want to say you can do it. And if you stick with this plan, in a week, you will already see change. Day by day, you'll notice the change in your energy and your interactions. So I encourage you to stick with it. But if you need a little bit more of that positive support and that encouragement, I welcome you to join me continually in this journey. And I'm going to be providing meaningful, consistent, predictable interactions with you to be able to support you meet your goals with your kiddo during your home learning and just at home in general. Again, my whole purpose is to be sensational as we synergize. And I'm telling you, I believe that you can have a rewarding relationship with your kiddos. So look for those opportunities. Reach out to me. I'll reach out to you. We'll connect. I would just love to be empowering to you because I believe in you. Now, I have one more day coming. I have a bonus day coming tomorrow, and I'm going to give you all of my materials that I have to support you with that if I haven't given them already. So be on the lookout for a little short video coming tomorrow and some resources for bonus because you stuck with me for 5 days. Use a little reward for that. So anyhow, thank you again for joining me on this journey, and I appreciate your time and your effort.